Gentlemen, let me ask you this. How many times have you laid down next to her, your heart racing, but still feeling disconnected? You wanted to make her feel something deep, but all you felt was the quiet hum of uncertainty. How many times have you felt that nagging thought in your mind, am I enough? And wondered if she truly saw you beyond just the surface. It's heartbreaking, right? You show up, you try, you give all that you have, but sometimes it still feels like she's slipping away, like the emotional connection is missing. Now, here's the painful truth. It's not about what you do in the bedroom, it's about what you do with her heart. When you learn how to really show up emotionally, not just physically, everything changes. You want her to remember you for the right reasons, for reasons that go beyond the obvious. This is about making her feel something in a way she'll never forget. This is about unlocking the secret that many men miss when they think the game is about physicality alone. It's about connecting on a deeper level, reaching a place where vulnerability, understanding, and respect dance together in perfect harmony. Gentlemen, today we're going to talk about a powerful shift that will change the way you approach not just intimacy, but your whole relationship dynamic. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it takes to make her feel seen, valued, and remembered. This is not about just being good in bed, it's about being good for her heart. Gentlemen, let's get real for a moment. When you think about intimacy, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it the physical, the chemistry, the desire? Sure, those things are important, but here's where the game changes. True intimacy begins when you allow yourself to be vulnerable. For many men, vulnerability feels like a weakness, like it's something to avoid. We've been conditioned to believe that being tough, stoic, and unshakable is the key to being respected and admired. But here's the truth. If you want to truly connect with a woman on a deep, lasting level, you have to show up as the real, unfiltered version of yourself. And that means allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable. Vulnerability isn't about crying in front of her or airing out all your insecurities from the get-go. It's about being open, honest, and transparent about who you are, what you feel, and what matters to you. It's about letting her see the parts of you that aren't perfect, the flaws, the fears, the dreams, and being willing to let her in, without the masks or the shields. When you share your vulnerabilities, you give her permission to do the same. You show her that it's okay to be imperfect, to be human. This creates a space of emotional safety where trust can thrive. She'll appreciate that you're not trying to impress her or put on a front. Instead, you're giving her a chance to know the real you, the man who is strong enough to embrace his imperfections. And here's something you need to understand. Vulnerability is powerful. When you open yourself up emotionally, you show a level of maturity and self-awareness that many men never reach. You're telling her that you trust her enough to share your inner world, and that is incredibly magnetic. Now, let's be clear. Vulnerability doesn't mean dumping all your emotional baggage on her. It means being open about how you feel in the moment, sharing your thoughts, and showing empathy when she does the same. It's about giving her the chance to see you as more than just a physical presence. It's about allowing her to see your heart. Think about it. No one remembers the man who always tries to be the perfect, untouchable figure. The men who leave lasting impressions are those who are brave enough to show their true selves. They're the ones who aren't afraid to share their joys, their struggles, and their desires. If you can do that, when you can embrace vulnerability, you'll find yourself creating a deeper, more authentic connection with her. One that's built on trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. Gentlemen, I want you to think for a moment about the last conversation you had with a woman that really stuck with you. Was it because she was beautiful? Or was it because she truly listened to you, made you feel heard, and made you feel like your words mattered? Here's the thing most men miss when it comes to building an emotional connection. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about listening with your heart. Women, especially those who are looking for something deeper, want to feel like they're not just talking to you, but with you. When you engage in a conversation with her, be fully present. Put down your phone, shut off distractions, and look her in the eye. If she's sharing something important, whether it's a small frustration or a deep, vulnerable moment, don't just respond with, uh-huh, or I get it. Instead, lean into the moment. Nod. Maintain eye contact and show her that you're invested in what she's saying. Active listening is one of the most powerful ways to build a true emotional bond. Think about it. How often do you feel like the people around you are really listening to you? In a world full of distractions, it's rare to find someone who truly takes the time to hear you, to feel your words, and to reflect back what you've said with care and understanding. When you give her that gift, your full, undivided attention, it sends a message that you value her thoughts and emotions. But active listening goes beyond just hearing words. It's about picking up on the emotions behind them. Pay attention to the subtle cues, the tone of her voice, the body language, and the unspoken words. If she says, I'm fine, but her voice trembles, or if her body language is closed off, there's something deeper going on. Responding to those cues shows emotional intelligence, maturity, and care. It tells her that you see her, not just in the good moments, but in the hard ones as well. Here's another aspect of active listening: asking thoughtful, open-ended questions that encourage her to open up even more. This isn't about interrogating her, but about showing interest in her thoughts, her dreams, and her struggles. Let her know you want to learn more about who she is, beyond just surface-level conversation. When you listen with your heart, when you make her feel heard and valued, it transforms the relationship. It builds a foundation of trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. It's in these moments that the real connection begins to grow, when she knows that you aren't just hearing her, you're understanding her. And that, my friend, is how you create a bond that lasts. Gentlemen, let's talk about something that's often misunderstood in relationships: attraction. Yes, physical attraction is important. No one's denying that. But here's the truth you need to understand. Physical attraction alone isn't what creates a lasting connection. If you want to make a real impact, you need to make her feel desired in every sense of the word, not just for her looks, but for who she is, for the essence of who she is. Many men believe that if they look good, say the right things, or even make bold moves in the bedroom, they'll win her heart. But the truth is, while those things may spark initial interest, it's the emotional attraction that holds her. Women want to feel wanted, valued, and admired for more than just their physical appearance. They want to be seen for their character, their mind, their uniqueness. This is where most men fall short. They focus so much on the physical, on the obvious gestures, that they miss the deeper ways in which a woman needs to feel desired. She wants you to see her as more than just a beautiful face or a body that you find attractive. She wants you to see her soul, her ambitions, her vulnerabilities, and the things that make her, her. So, how do you make her feel desired in ways that count? It starts with giving her attention that goes beyond her appearance. Compliment her, yes, but do it in a way that acknowledges her inner beauty. Tell her how much you admire her intellect, her strength, her sense of humor, or her passion. Let her know that you see the things that others may overlook: the way she lights up when she talks about her dreams, the way she supports the people she loves, the way she cares about the world around her. Women crave this kind of recognition. When you make her feel like she's more than just a pretty face, it deepens her emotional connection to you. She'll feel like she's truly seen and understood, and that feeling of being chosen for everything she is will make her desire you even more. But it's not just about words, it's about your actions too. How do you treat her when she's not looking? How do you respect her time, her feelings, and her boundaries? Every time you act with consideration and care, you're sending a message that she's worth more than just fleeting attention. She's worth respect. She's worth your time. She's worth your love. Making her feel desired is about seeing her as a whole person, acknowledging her for everything she is, and showing her through both words and actions that she matters to you, not just in the moments when things are heated, but in every moment. When you can do that, you'll cultivate an attraction that goes far beyond the physical, an attraction that will make her remember you long after the moment has passed. Gentlemen, I know you're eager to make an impact and to create deep emotional connections quickly. But here's the truth. Patience is one of the most powerful tools in any meaningful relationship. Too often, we rush through the process of getting to know someone, thinking that we need to move quickly to prove our worth or get what we want. But if you truly want to build a lasting connection with her, you have to learn to be patient, not just with her, but with the relationship itself. Patience in dating isn't about waiting around, passively hoping for things to work out. It's about recognizing that true emotional intimacy takes time to cultivate. It's the quiet confidence in knowing that good things come to those who are willing to let things unfold naturally. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, where people are used to getting what they want in a moment's notice, taking your time may feel foreign. But here's the catch. When you rush into something, you miss the opportunity to truly understand the person you're with. You overlook the subtle, important details of who they are, the things that make them tick, the experiences that shape them, and the depth of their emotions. Relationships built on impatience often fall apart because they lack that necessary foundation of trust and understanding. When you master patience, you give her the space to be herself. You let her open up at her own pace without pushing her to reveal things she isn't ready to share. You respect her boundaries and give her the emotional safety she needs to feel comfortable with you. This allows her to see you as someone who is secure in who they are, not desperate for validation, not rushing for the finish line. You're someone who can stand in the moment and truly appreciate it. Patience also means being willing to let go of expectations. Stop expecting the relationship to follow a certain timeline. Instead, allow things to develop naturally. Let conversations flow without pressure. Let the connection evolve without forcing anything. Relationships are built on moments, and every moment, whether it's a quiet evening, a heartfelt conversation, or a simple gesture of kindness, is part of the foundation of something real. One of the most attractive qualities you can display is emotional maturity, and that comes from knowing that the best relationships don't need to be rushed. When you master the art of patience, you're signaling to her that you are someone worth waiting for, someone who values depth over speed, who understands that true love isn't a sprint, it's a journey, and that journey, it will be unforgettable. Gentlemen, if you want to build a deep, lasting emotional connection with a woman, there is one principle you must absolutely understand: respect. Not just respect for her time or her feelings, but a profound respect for her boundaries and her desires. This is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most powerful ways you can show her that you care and that you're someone worth trusting. First, let's break down what we mean by boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define what's acceptable and what's not in a relationship. Every individual has them, whether they're related to emotional needs, physical space, or personal values. When a woman shares her boundaries with you, she's giving you a piece of herself, a glimpse into her comfort zone. And when you respect those boundaries, you're showing her that you honor her as an individual. You're saying that her needs matter just as much as your own. But it's not just about respecting her no, it's about understanding her yes. A woman's desires, both emotional and physical, are just as important to recognize. Every woman is different, and she has her own unique way of expressing what she needs in a relationship. This is where most men fail. They're so focused on their own desires that they overlook or dismiss what she might want. When she tells you what she likes, what she needs, or what she's comfortable with, listen. Don't just hear the words, feel them. Understand that her desires are not a roadmap to be ignored, but a reflection of who she is, of what she values. When you respect her desires, whether it's in how she wants to be loved, how she wants to be treated, or even the pace at which she wants to move in the relationship, you send a clear message that you're in this for more than just yourself. You're in this for her too. In practical terms, respecting her boundaries means taking the time to communicate openly and honestly about what feels right for both of you. It means asking her about what she needs and being ready to share your own feelings and limits as well. When both partners feel safe enough to set clear boundaries, they create an environment where trust can flourish. Respect is not just about holding back when necessary. It's about knowing when to step forward in a way that makes her feel cherished, valued, and in control of her own choices. It's about giving her space when she needs it, while also giving her the confidence to be herself in your presence. This kind of respect makes her feel safe, respected, and deeply cared for, which is the foundation of a truly strong emotional bond. When you show her that you respect her boundaries and her desires, you create a relationship built on trust, mutual understanding, and emotional safety. It's a bond that's powerful because it's rooted in something deeper than attraction. It's rooted in genuine care and the ability to see her as a whole person, not just an object of desire. Gentlemen, there's one element of a relationship that's often underestimated, but holds incredible power: touch. But I'm not talking about the type of touch that's simply physical. I'm talking about the kind of touch that goes beyond the skin, beyond the obvious. It's the kind that speaks to her soul. The power of touch in an emotional relationship isn't just about the passionate moments in the bedroom. It's about the small, meaningful gestures that say, "I'm here, I care, and I see you." When you touch her, it's more than just an action. It's an expression, a soft touch on her hand while talking, a gentle hand on her back when she's feeling nervous, or a reassuring touch on her arm when she's upset. These are the things that matter. These touches show her that you're present in the moment and that you understand the emotional weight of what's going on. It's the touch that speaks volumes without saying a word. And believe me, it's powerful. Here's where most men fall short. They treat touch as a tool for physical gratification, not emotional connection. While physical intimacy is an important part of any relationship, when you only focus on the physical aspects of touch, you miss out on the deeper, more meaningful layers of connection. Touch isn't just about the moments of passion. It's about comfort, security, and affection. Think about it. How often do you find yourself reaching out for someone when you're feeling vulnerable, hurt, or in need of reassurance? The need for touch, for connection, is deeply human. And if you want to make her feel valued, make her feel truly seen, you have to understand that touch is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to express your feelings. The subtle touches, the way you hold her when she's having a bad day, the way you gently hold her face when she's talking about something emotional, or even just the way you wrap your arm around her when you're walking together. These are the moments that stick. They're the ones that make her feel safe with you, like she's more than just an attraction or an object of desire. She feels like she's cherished. And it's not about overwhelming her with touch either. It's about the right touch at the right moment. Touch that shows you're paying attention to her emotions, her needs, and the context of the situation. It's about being attuned to her energy and giving her physical reassurance when she needs it, but also knowing when to give her space. When you use touch in this way, you elevate the entire relationship. She'll feel that she can be vulnerable with you, that you're not only there physically, but emotionally. Touch becomes a language of its own, one that speaks volumes about how much you care, how much you value her, and how deeply you're connected. So, gentlemen, don't underestimate the power of touch. When you understand how to use it beyond the physical, it becomes a profound way to deepen your emotional connection. And trust me, it's the kind of thing she'll never forget.